All right, class. Today we're going to talk about something really amazing, the water cycle. Have you ever wondered where the rain comes from, or how water gets from the ocean to the clouds and back again? It's all part of a big continuous process called the water cycle, and it's happening around us all the time. Water is always moving on Earth, and understanding this cycle helps us see how important water is to life on our planet. We're also going to learn about the role of the sun in this process, which is super important because the sun provides the energy that keeps the water cycle going. Let's start by talking about the basic stages of the water cycle. First, there's evaporation. This is when the sun heats up water from places like rivers, lakes, and oceans, and turns it into water vapor, which is like invisible water in the air. You can't see water vapor, but it's there, rising into the sky because of the heat from the sun. This is the first step in the cycle. Next, that water vapor rises higher into the atmosphere where it gets cooler. As it cools, it starts to change back into tiny droplets of liquid water in a process called condensation. These droplets come together to form clouds. So when you look up and see clouds, you're actually looking at millions of tiny water droplets that have condensed in the sky, but the water doesn't stay in the clouds forever. When the droplets in the clouds get too heavy, they fall back to Earth as precipitation. Precipitation can be rain, snow, sleet, or hail, depending on the temperature. If it's warm, we get rain, and if it's cold, we might get snow or hail. This is the part of the cycle where water returns to the Earth's surface. After the precipitation reaches the ground, the water has to go somewhere, right? Some of it will flow over the surface in rivers and streams, which carry the water back to lakes and oceans. This is called runoff. Some water soaks into the ground, becoming groundwater, which can stay in the soil or flow underground back to bodies of water. Eventually, all this water will make its way back to larger bodies of water, like oceans, where it can evaporate again, and the whole cycle starts over. Now here's where the sun comes in again. The sun is the main source of energy for the water cycle. Without the sun's energy, there would be no evaporation, and without evaporation, the whole process would stop. The sun heats up the water on Earth's surface, turning it into water vapor, and this energy keeps the cycle going continuously. The water cycle is important because it helps distribute water around the planet, making sure that living things like plants and animals have the water they need to survive. So, to sum it up, the water cycle is a continuous process of evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and runoff. Water moves from the surface of the Earth into the atmosphere and back again in a never-ending cycle, and the sun plays a huge role by providing the energy that drives this process. The next time it rains or you see clouds in the sky, remember that you're witnessing part of the water cycle in action.